Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this afternoon. Yeah, we're all right this afternoon, everything's fine. We're on a live rather than a pre-recorded video. Anyway, we are just waiting on the Celtic team coming out, see what changes Brendan Rodgers has made to the team. But before we talk about the team and the changes, these guys up here, Dermot Desmond, Peter Lawwell and Michael Nicholson. One's an absentee owner with around about 35% shares in Celtic. He's not a majority owner, he's just the biggest shareholder. He doesn't have more than 50% shares in Celtic. Celtic was sold by Fergus McCann so that nobody could ever take 50% shareholding or more. Dermot Desmond is the majority shareholder with 35%. Which a lot of us seem to forget, but he has such a grasp on the club. And then you've got his sidekick, Mr. Lawwell, that says that he has nothing to do with the running of day-to-day business. What is his job as chairman then? And then you've got Nicholson, the guy that looks as if he was bullied at school. And he probably was. But Celtic as a club, let's look at the facts and what we knew we had to do. We never replaced Kyogo Furiashi. We never replaced Kuhn. We knew that we needed a winger already before Kuhn left, because we were going to lose Lewis Palmer. There was talk of losing Yang, so we thought we were going to have to bring in two wingers. We never brought in any. We knew that we needed a left back for cover for Kieran Tierney. We brought in Inamura, who isn't even SPFL standard ready, whether you like it or not. Just to get back to the level that we were at before January, coming into the end of last season's Champions League run, we've done none of that. So we've regressed as a club. It'll be interesting to see what team Brendan Rodgers does put out today, because let's face it, the players that he has at his disposal, today are the players that he needs to just get on with it with. Do the men in charge really have the best? Of course they do, from a business point of view. I mean, you could look at it on the other hand. We spent 4.3 million on Rocky, 3.5 million on Palmer, 3 million on Lagerbielke, 2.5 million on Ohm, who's still out on loan in America. All that money adds up. Who's to blame? Is it Brendan Rodgers? Or is it the team that are in the background putting forward these players to Brendan Rodgers? Brendan Rodgers can only say yes or no to a player. He's given the information by the people in the transfer department, and he can only say, yeah, he's good enough, no, he's not good enough. So who's really to blame for the turnover of players? People will say that Brendan Rodgers' transfer policy's been shit. In modern football, Brendan Rodgers isn't the man who sits and watches games and goes to games. You know, there's transfer gurus, there's transfers doctors at the club. There's a man that was brought in to oversee the transfer department. It's been a big summer for him. We let him off with the winter window. But for me, Paul Tisdale has not delivered a single thing this window. The whole thing with bringing Kieran Tierney back, that was done well before Tisdale. That was done with a conversation between Brendan Rodgers and Kieran Tierney at a Celtic Foundation get-together in London. You know, a good old slap on the back, and all these men given to charity, all these bigwigs, all these things that are way out the realms of the majority of Celtic fans. You know, people spending tens of thousands to just go to a dinner dance. it is what it is, isn't it? But anyway, let's not be negative today, because it is a massive game today. Whether you like it or not, a game against Livingston is a big game, especially with the current state of the media around Celtic. It's been a positive start to the season, no matter what you say about it. We haven't conceded any goals. We've scored 3 goals in 2 games. Not a lot, is it? Considering the start that we had to the season before. We've not drawn any, we've not lost any. We've got 3 goals to the good, and we're sitting second in the league, only because Heart of Midlothian have scored more goals than us. Celtic are always renowned for scoring goals. We're always renowned for scoring 3 or 4 a game at home, and even away from home. What does the scoreline need to be today to make sure that not only one, do we stay in touch with Hearts if they were to, I don't know if they've played today, but just to get us to the top of the table, we'll need to score 3 or 4 goals. Will it give the club the motivation? Will it give the fans the motivational boost that they need? Does it give the fan base? I mean, if we win convincingly today, does it just paper over the cracks? Let's see what some of you are saying before the Celtic team is announced. Baz, I'm starting to think that Brendan Rodgers now. He's leaving. Why would the board splash cash? Brendan Rodgers should come in to say that he wants to stay longer and the board will allow him to spend. I think it's a two-way situation, and I spoke about this in the video that just went out about half an hour ago. I think that Brendan Rodgers has told the board, unless you want to continue funding the club in a manner that will take us to the next level, in a manner that will make sure that the club progresses in a European context. And the board would sit down and they would say, look, we've spent 60 million over the last 2 seasons or so. £60 million spent, and the return hasn't been that great. Okay, we got 10 million for Kyogo, but he was brought in by Ange Postecoglou. We got money for Matt O'Reilly. He was brought in under Ange Postecoglou. We sold Nico Kuhn at a profit. I think the Celtic board are ultimately looking for more players to have been sold on for profit. And that's where Brendan Rodgers then comes up against it. With the players that I mentioned, Rocky, didn't work out for him. You know, Lagerbielke, fantastic lad. I thought he should have got a bit more time at Celtic. People say that Rocky should have been up there beside Cameron Carter-Vickers. But they've been moved on, and it is what it is. Do you know, there's a lot of... You can see both sides of the argument now, when you sit and look at it. But, so we wait till Rodgers go, we spend, that's absurd. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are thinking that we're going to do this summer. I don't think that we'll wait until he's gone. I think that we will spend some money, but I think that if we'll be lucky to spend 20 million between now and the end of the window, considering that Celtic are trying to bring down as much as what we spend on players as possible. New manager wants his own players. Yeah, new manager will want his own players. Kieran, I was going to talk about that, but why are Hail 67? Why are there Celtic websites? Celtic fan media. This is why I don't class myself as fan media. I am not fan media. This is a YouTube channel. There's a Celtic fan media site. Every second story is a fucking Rangers story. It's a load of shit. Yeah, we should have. I've said that in the video earlier. We should just, if the board, they cannot sack Brendan now because they will not give him the £3 million that he'll be due this year. So we'll wait and see. John Shirley, what's he saying to that? Brendan is supposed to have said to the I doubt Celtic will score more than one today. If we score at all, the board's stubbornness is costing us Champions League money. It's a game where we're going to go in with Shin Yamada. We're going to go in with... it's giving me the fear waiting on this team coming out. The team will be out fast. You back the manager now. Yeah, you back the manager. Folk already talking about paying off Rodgers. There will be a change in team selection today. Yeah, there'll be a big change in team selection today. We all know that. It's a case of who do we play. No one else will pump Livy today. Not likely, but watch, we'll see what happens. If we do pump Livy, 2 seconds. Not on this channel, mate. Sorry. You're not getting to pump that stop the boats push on this channel. And if you do it again, you get banned. It's not the channel for that, mate. Go and join on Rangers channel if you want to pump that shite. Don't care what your politics are. Wee Mitch is in the house. Big shout out to Wee Mitch. Is there moderators on? Yeah. Oh, fucking just, do you know what? That way I don't need to fucking deal with it. Fuck that shit. Wee Mitch is in the house. £10 super chat for Wee Mitch. Absolutely fantastic. So, just some hats off to you, mate. Have a beer on me. Definitely. I might actually not even do a watch long today. Watch the Leipzig game. Celtic were awesome that night. Yeah, that's yeah. There's no point in even thinking about it. Jim Finlay signs Baz Murray, Poozy starters for today. Yeah, I think that they should be, and they should have the quality with those pairing to ultimately get through the game today. We've not seen enough. We've not seen anything. The Poozy. Paulo Bernardo, does he get to start? I mean, man, he's got a Jota-esque hairdo going on. Paulo Bernardo's letting his hair. He's got a sort of 80s curtains thing going on, 90s curtains thing, kind of wavy, European. As long as he starts growing it long, he'll end up looking like Cadet. He's looking very, like, he must have been working out a bit. Paulo. He's getting one of those bum chinny things going. Anyway, we keep up to the match centre. This pictures that Celtic have put up of the players entering the club. The team will be out in 2 minutes time, and then we'll get the team up. I keep missing the zombie comments. They just said fucking stop the boats. Don't care what your politics are, but this isn't the channel for that shite. Dutch guy for Feyenoord could be a good signing. Yep. I'd rather have Vardy than some empty shirt Adam Ida. Oh, controversial. Controversial. Don't know yet. I'll tell you in about about a minute when the team is out. It'll be about 2 minutes time that the team should be released. And yes, it will be the official team, not the team that I'm just making up like some people think I do. Celtic versus Livingston. Livingston, who are right behind us in the league on 4 points. Livingston do sit in third position. They are sitting with a goal difference of 2. They've got 3 goals against. They've got 5-4. So they've scored more goals than Celtic. Oh, brain damage stuff. They've scored 2 more goals than Celtic this season already. So, do you know what? Celtic are going to have to be at it today. Like, they're going to have to be at it today. It's one of those games that if we do not get the fans behind the team, if the fans don't feel it within the first 5 minutes, do you know, it could be a hard old shift for the players on... I don't care if the Croatian team are ranked in third. Do you know, it doesn't matter where they're ranked. You can only go in what you've seen them play. And, talking about where a team is ranked in UEFA means nothing in the grand scale of things. People look at Celtic and say, it's just fucking Celtic. They're shite. They play in Scotland. As the team out yet. Anyway. The team is out. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. I'll get it on the screen first. Oh, shit. Let me just do this and get it straight onto the screen. Fuck. Come on. Why is it not going on? Cancel. Up, open, and on. Let's get rid of those board member fuckers. And there is your starting 11 for Celtic this afternoon. Yes, a very interesting team. Schmeichel, Ralston, Murray, Scales, Inamura, Bernardo, Engels, McCowan, Benji, Yang, and Shin Yamada. Fucking hell, Liam Scales is captain. Surely Tony Ralston should be captain due to the length that he's been at the club. Surely Tony Ralston should be captain. On the bench, you've got Sinisalo, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Johnny Kenny, Dyson Maeda, Rio Hatate, Callum McGregor, James Forrest, young Donovan, who's going nowhere. I've got to feel sorry for him, because is Donovan going to get the game time required over the course of the season? He was about to be put out on loan, and then you've got Tierney on the bench. Is young Donovan going to get the game time over the course of the next 6 months? And why they got Tony Ralston with some scabby lip on the picture? Put a decent picture of Ralston up. Jesus, some scabby lip Ralston. Oh, you could have photoshopped that off. Do you know what I mean? It's 2025 Celtic. You Photoshop that big scab on Ralston's lip, and then you didn't have him as captain. You put a picture of Scales up. Oh, Celtic. Scales as captain. What? What the? Some of the comments on Twitter. What the is this, by the way? Sat the board. Scales captain. This is the worst day in club's history. No matter what they do until the end of the transfer window, no matter how many players or what they bring in, this board remains fucking stingy as fuck. Oh, right, that's kidding. Do what you did the last time. Put the real lineup. Remember they did that a couple of weeks ago. They put a lineup on, they taken it down, and then they put the other one. Love the team. No fucks given, man. Scales is captain. We're all well and truly fucked, it says. Good joke, Mr. Celtic. Now shows the good team. Twitter's on fire today. Jesus, 2025 and Liam Scales is captain in Celtic Football Club. The end is nigh. The end is nigh. The state of that defence is just a boy. When you look at Ralston, Murray, Scales and Inamura. So, this is going to be a very interesting afternoon. It looks like a pre-season warm-up team. Yep, Scales captain. Celtic are having a laugh now. Good joke. Now bring on Adam Ida, Mr. Admin. What the actual fuck? We are in some mess. The comments on Twitter are unbelievable. Brodge midweek, Inamura Zaffit. Brodge today, Inamura starts. What's happening, troops? We are a genuine joke. What the is that, Celtic? No arse to see this shite. Not even going to the game now. The fuck? Having to play reserve side to the penny pinching board is an absolute shambles. Jesus fucking Christ. Haha, now post the real team. Liam says Inamura must have improved rapidly during the week. That actually looks like a reserve team. Holy shit, that lineup. Scales captain. Oh, I'm not even going. Well done, Livingston, for winning before the ball was kicked. Have I died and gone to hell? The next comment. Oh, that defence is championship level at best. This goes to show how poor our squad is. Please just get the job done. I'm not even doing a watch along. Unless I get 250 thumbs up during this live, and I'm not doing no watch along for this shit. I might just go to the pub and get pissed, as they say. Happy to see Bernardo starting. Let's can you put a positive sin? No excuses. Here we go. No excuses. If you can't be a Livingston at home, regardless of the team. Brendan Rodgers is deliberately highlighting what he has to deal with. Why is JSP here? Exactly, Ryan. Why did we bring this guy in from Man City? Why? What was the point in bringing this guy in from Man City? He can't even get on the bench. When you're keeping, when Murray and Scales as your back line, and you can understand the boss going, fuck, I better get some of the good players on the bench just in case our season's going to be like a car crash. Anybody flying for this game would want a refund. Yeah. Who's moaning at the team? You should go into the land of Twitter. Everybody's moaning at the team. John, the truck driving legend, tells it as it is. Tells it as it is. Rogers has got it right, Baz. I will take a loss today if we pump. Surely agree with that. You can't be throwing away points at the beginning of the season. No way. You cannot be throwing away points in games. And because, do you believe that this squad has enough to get it back? I don't know. JSP must have a problem. Yeah. So much for the best fans in the world. Crap. Says Square Sausage Mick, who generally what a kick in the balls for Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny being behind a guy that's only played pro for 1 year. Shin Yamada's played pro for 1 year. You're getting him mixed up with Inamura, mate. Inamura's the one who's only played professional football for a year. Shin Yamada has been professional for a lot longer than a year. But I get what you're saying. Brendan Rodgers resting the team for Tuesday. Not really surprised. It's not really a surprise, but it's a surprise of the level of the. This has got Falkirk last season written all over it. It's got the potential for Falkirk last season. What screenshot is that? James? You still got that screenshot? What one? The comment makes no sense. Right, get your score lines in. I'm going for 1-1. I can't see where goals are going to come from in that team. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go for 1-1 or even a 0-0. I have no confidence in where goals will come from in that team today, and that's the first time ever. This may be the first time ever that I cannot see. Don't be going crazy with 5-0 score lines. Don't be. Where's the 5 goals coming from? Never mind. We've never scored that many goals all season. Where I don't see where you're from midfield. Where? When they play 6 at the back today, right? I can't see. Jesus, you're all on drugs. If we win 4-0 today, I can't see it. We signed anyone yet? Celtic 61. Guess what? Where are you? I just ban you for here. I just There we go. See you later, mate. Never to be seen again. That's the power I have. So if you want to get personal, you fucking faceless nobody. Faceless nobody. Gone. I never have to see any of your comments ever again. No need to get personal. And if you're going to be insultive, you just disappear for the channel. It's as simple as that. You know, we're all entitled to our views. But it's them the rules of the channel. 1-1 if we're lucky. Yep, I think, Margaret, you're probably right. 1-1 if you're lucky. Also, Gus is going for 2-1. Big game for Bernardo and Engels. It is a big game. I'm still thinking, I can't see where 5 goals are coming from this afternoon. 2-0 Baz says McCowan and Engels to score, says Eddie. If they can't score against this lot, the fans will go mental. But I can't see where Bernardo's obviously going to be playing in the holding midfield role where Callum McGregor plays. So he's going to allow McCowan and Engels to go further forward. Do they then? It's going to be interesting to see Benji. If Benji is playing on that wing position or if Benji is playing further back. 2-0 Baz, McCowan and Engels to score. 3-0 the boys. 2-1 Celtic at a push. Missed this comment. No worries, Tarmac. 2-1 Engels penalty, McCowan last minute, watching through the hands. Yeah, I think a lot of us will be watching through our hands. Never been so many pessimistic people on here. Kevin, I just will win 3-1 and get our heads out our arses. Are you that? I'm not convinced. I don't see. When you look at the way that we started the game against that lot, I don't see where Celtic, the one touch pass stuff comes into it today. It'll be this. If this team gets off to a flyer, we can win. But Stephen's having the wind up 7-0 at half time. If we play the way that Celtic can play, and we play the one touch pass and it's fast attacking football, fine. But I've got the fear, and I don't think that, I've not seen enough of Shin Yamada. Massive game for him. Yang. If I was a Livy player, I'd fancy this. Exactly, wee man Sham. Exactly. If you're Livingston looking at this team, you're thinking, fuck me, Celtic throwing the game. It's the truth. If you're a Livingston player sitting in and the team sheet gets handed through the door, when the guy for Celtic doesn't even show his face, he just slips it in the door. Throws it. On my way now, I feel like turning back at Rodgers. Is that the start of 11? Yep. 1-0. Maybe 2-1. But as you're in for a shot today, it's going to be 3-0 Celtic, says Anthony. They've scored 5 goals, right? You need to look at what Livingston have done in the league. Livingston are 2 points behind us. They've scored 5 goals in 2 games. Celtic have scored 3 goals in 2 games. Fair enough, they've conceded 3 goals in 2 games and Celtic have conceded none. They're not conceding a lot. It does say that Celtic can score against them, but they've got the firepower there. They've scored as many goals as Hearts at this point of the season. They've scored the exact same amount of goals as Hearts, who are sitting top of the league. I'm taking no confidence from anything that Celtic have done this season so far, and I don't see it being. If it's a high scoring game today, I hope you are all going to the bookies and putting on this high scoreline, because you're going to get some payout. Michael says it's going to be 2-1. I remember Aberdeen away before we scudded them with a weakened team. Yeah, and then you look at the cup final. How did that go? 3-0 and Brendan would trust. Steve Boy says, oh well. You don't want Livy to come out and not part of the bus. Honestly, I thought, yeah. Livy are going to come out and park the bus. That's the thing. People are thinking that Livingston are going to come out and attack us. They're not. Not a chance. Took a long time to ditch Ida. Make sure he stays. He's injured, mate. Danny, he's injured. Did you know watch the press conference yesterday? He's injured. He's got a knee injury. So we don't know how long he's going to be out for. Brendan said hopefully it's not too long. Dave Hislop's go for 4-0. Oofed, 4-0. I can't see it being 4-0. Not a chance. Not a chance in hell. Just cannot see it being 4-0 whatsoever. I hope I'm wrong. But is Benji or Shin Yamada the centre forward? I think we need to wait, because I still think that Benji will sit back in that midfield role. Why change it about? Who's going to... I mean, he must be completely changing the team around today, because are you going to have Bernardo and Engels sitting in the holding midfield role, and then McCowan, Benji and Yang? Because you're going to play... I mean, he's still going to play a 4-2-3-1 formation. You think that he can't... Who's on the bench? You've got Sinisalo, Carter Vickers, Johnny Kenny, Dyson Maeda, Rio Hatate, Callum McGregor, James Forrest, Ross Doohan and Kieran Tierney on the bench. I mean, we've even got 2 keepers on the bench. We never have 2 keepers on the bench. And that's another thing. We never have 2 keepers on the bench, which is completely bizarre. That's Brendan Rodgers saying as well. Do you know what? We never have 2 keepers on the bench for an SPFL game. There's always 1 keeper on the bench. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Baz, your starting 11 has 7 internationals in it. Yeah? Yeah. I know this, but it's still not our best starting 11, and it still gives me the fear. It's got Falkirk last season written all over it. McCowan holding there was great for Dundee. I think McCowan will be playing further forward. I hope Shin tears it up. Celtic Maid says, seriously starting to lose patience with Adamida now. The guy is too shy. He's injured, mate, so I don't know why you're getting upset about Adamida today, because he's not even on the bench because he's injured. 0-0 board draw. Might even be 1-0. I think it's going to be tight. I don't think that Herd Sinisalo plays on the right wing. I hope he does, because we're going to need him. He's flung Bernardo in with barely any minutes. Yeah, he has. There's going to be big changes at half-time. No half-time, the 60-minute mark. Because there's no way... Paulo Bernardo cannot last 90 minutes. Because he's not had enough game time. Inamura, he's not had enough game time to last 90 minutes. You know, Shin Yamada is up to speed because he's just done half a season. Yang... Jesus. I mean, everybody throwing Yang in as some kind of saviour. It's Donovan that's on the bench, sorry. It's Donovan that's on the bench. Reading the little text that there is. Yeah, sorry about that. It's Donovan that's on the bench, not Dohan. I just increased the size of the text on the screen. Apologies. I'm excited by this experimental 11 today. Come on, it's refreshing. Livy are shite. Livy are shite. Livy aren't shite. They're right behind us in third position in the league. They've scored 5 goals this season. Celtic have scored 3. And they're only 2 points behind us. Some people need to pull their head out of the sand. Anamura publicly shamed by Rodgers. Now he's back in. Man and managing skills aren't what it used to be. It's going to be bonkers, isn't it? It's going to be... I just think that... I mean, taking the positives from it, taking the positives from the team. Dane Murray, fantastic player. Scales coming out with his head held high as his captain today. I'm lost for words on that one. I'm lost for words with Liam Scales taking seniority over Tony Ralston. For me, that's bizarre, because surely Tony Ralston should be given seniority over Scales. I mean, I know Scales... No, Ralston's older, isn't he? I mean, Scales isn't captain material. Really? Is this how far we've gone? We've regressed. And I know I keep saying that, there's this... You get seasons where... it's managed decline, but Jesus, that's not managed decline. That's absolutely just bonkers. If that's the team that's picked, he's picked it for a reason. Keeping their best player for Tuesday. Yep, I like Martindale. Got a soft spot for him. Why? Jesus Christ. Celtic's goals have been scored by our defenders, not our supposed strikers. We win today, and St Mirren will do Sevco tomorrow. I'm not even worrying about that game. We've got more worrying things to think about at our club than what their scoreline's got to be. Do you know, we need to pull out all the stops today to make sure that we win this game and win it convincingly. I'm sorry, but Rodgers is going to cost us the game picking this team just because he can't have a dig at the board, risking points. Is he risking points, or is he risking the fact that, it's a team that he's got to play due to the lack of... On paper, it's a team that should win the game all day long. 3 points, 40 million Champions League, obviously, hopefully both. Scales must be far most experienced player in the Celtic team. Spent most time on the pitch. Tony Ralston plays international football every single game for Scotland. And he plays more consistently internationally than Liam Scales. So I would say that Tony Ralston, for me, and because he's been at the club longer, for me it says Tony Ralston should have had seniority, but it's Brendan Rodgers' choice. McCowan should have been captain. He's not been at the club long enough. You would definitely go with who's been here the longest and who's more motivational. Scales going to be shouting at players today, telling where them to get into position. That 11 is different. just to say it as it is. I hope our players Tuesday are not playing today. Are already on the plane. No, they'll leave tomorrow. They're all sitting on the bench. Listen, every player that's playing today will also be on the plane tomorrow. So it's definitely an interesting lineup. I'd agree, not with Anamura, not being in the squad 3 or 4 games. Will we get a reaction from these players? Yeah, Brown Worry, we all need to deal with it. But I'm just saying, I think that when it comes to seniority of players, it should be that it's always been the case, but Brendan Rodgers does like throwing a few tricks or two into the mix, doesn't he? He does. And I think that people have been saying that Callum McGregor needs a rest. Brendan Rodgers must have been listening, because Callum McGregor does make the bench. But what I will say, if this goes the same way as the Falkirk game went last season, and Falkirk were in front twice, you'll see him ringing the changes at half time, just as we did against Falkirk last year. If you think that team was experimental, this is the exact type of team that we played against Falkirk last year, and we struggled. Livingston have nothing to lose today at all. Nothing to lose today at all. They can go into this game and they're looking at that going, do you know what? If that's the team that they're going to throw on the pitch today, so be it. We've got every chance of taking for this team. Every chance. There's nobody on that. If you're the Livingston manager, you're looking at that back line and you're going, Ralston, Murray, Scales and Amura. Mate, just run at them. Just run at the defence. Just, you get the ball in midfield, just run at them. Just run at them and see how they stand up to it. Target the left-hand side, see how this Amura's up to it. See how he's up to it. I mean, I'd be targeting that left-hand side all day long. Target down the left-hand side, see if this Amura's up to it. First game in the SPFL. Get a few heavy tackles in. Welcome to Scottish football. Ralston, you know that he's going to go through players like a brick. Murray, he's up for it. Scales, you should be thinking that's up for it. But Scales has got that panic merchant mode in him. You know, one wrong pass, one wrong mistake. Scales just goes into fear mode. You've not got Callum McGregor into the team trying to pick him up. Trying to say, come on mate, just get on with it. You know, if that happens today, if Scales does one of his wee pulling his shirt thing, and who's going to be like trying to get Scales' motivation up? We've seen it when Scales was moved out to the left-hand side. Gets a bit fear factor about him. You know, it's who's there to pick him up today? No, there's no news on transfers today. Nothing that's changed from yesterday and the day before. Nothing at all. It's wait and see. And I think that Celtic are waiting and seeing until what happens on Tuesday. Massive game on Tuesday. Massive game today. Celtic have said, with regards to the game today, the starting 11, Celtic are back at Paradise this afternoon with with a visit from Livingston. Brendan Rodgers. Men look to continue their perfect start to the domestic season at home today after a 0-0 draw on Wednesday against the Kazakhstan team, which result leaves a tie wide open going into the second leg next week in Kazakhstan, with a huge playoff match just around the corner, and with injuries to Adam Ida, Alistair Johnston, Austin Trusty. Brendan Rodgers has named a much changed starting 11 to the team today. Inamura, Dane Murray, Luke McCowan, Arne Engels, Paulo Morado make the central midfield. Benji Yang start today with a much changed team, and even Shin Yamada coming in. I just think that I need a beer this afternoon. It's not often that I need a beer, and I think that I might just go and get one, because you're going to need a drink this afternoon. Anyway, this is immense. Yeah, a cup of tea or a beer to watch this. A cup of tea would probably be certain. I'm already expecting Europa football, sadly. Steve Boy says this is immense, this team. It's just fucking, yeah. Anyway, that's me done and dusted. I think I need something stronger than a beer. Tell me about it. I'm not even going to do a watch along today, because I think this could be embarrassing. Anyway, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world, and I'll see you after the game this afternoon.